Today's consciousness, today's consciousness, today's consciousness. What happened and how can we change it? From the pristine position that we held in today's consciousness, here's a new show just for you every Tuesday called Today's Consciousness. Be there and enjoy all the great special guest stars that will be passing through on a new show called Today's Consciousness. Today's Consciousness. Today's Consciousness. Are you ready to address all the things that are going on? And how can we heal today's consciousness? Today's consciousness. Today's consciousness. Right here on KSP TV. Today's Consciousness. What happened and how can we change it? All right, family. Y'all gonna learn today. All right. It is now 1 minute before the top of the hour. Just want to remind everybody that tonight, we're gonna have another segment of Today's Consciousness in the Conscious Community with my brother, Dr. Mukasa Africa. He will be with us live and direct. We're gonna talk about what happened. How can we change it? How can we heal it? And we're going to go down the history from his perspective about what has happened in the quote unquote conscious community along the East Coast as well as the West Coast. We're going to touch on that. And want to big up to all of the people that have sponsored. Of course, I'll be taking a break in between this particular show. But do remember, get all of my books on Amazon right now. King Simon, join me on Amazon as King Simon. And if you do want to advertise on my show, I got a great monthly rate going on right now. You get to advertise on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. All you have to do is text me at 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. And you can advertise on my multiple platforms right on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Tomorrow we have the one, the only, on the other YouTube platform, Numerovation News and Views. I have a teacher of biological sciences in high school and colleges, the one, the only Dr. Angela Moulton. We will be speaking about what is happening with our youth in the school system. So tomorrow we're going to have that beautiful sister on tomorrow. And of course, on the 30th, we have Today's Consciousness in the Conscious Community with the one, the only A.A. Rashid, a legend in this whole consciousness. All right. So let's get ready for that. So, hey, man, I've had this beautiful sister on my show before, as a matter of fact. And I'm glad to have her on as she got things going on in her lifetime. And she's just been keeping up the work, doing what she loved to do and doing it well, doing it well. We got the one, the only Sylvia Traymore-Morrison. She's not only the first Black female associate writer for SNL. Also, she's the first woman of color comedic impressionist. She has broken barriers and paved the way for future icons. She's an author also of various amount of books that we're going to talk about. Let's welcome on my platform the one, the only Sylvia Traymore-Morrison in the building. How you doing, Sylvia?
Oh my God. I'm well, King Simon. I am well. I'm absolutely delighted to be here. And I love your energy. I love, every time you introduce, just now when you introduced everybody, I was like, oh, I got to see that. Then I said, oh, I got to see that. Oh, I got to see that. Oh, man, I got to, no, I got to see that. So thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
So one of them wasn't who that is. It has to be one of them. I was like, who that is? Who that is? My baby daddy. What's going on, Sylvia? A long time no see. How you been, man?
I know. I was so when I saw your name come up on my social media, I said, "Oh my God, I haven't talked to or seen the King Simon, because there ain't but one of y'all. It's like one." I was telling you that before the show started. I was like, even when we were talking about just all you gotta do is say one name and people know who you are. If you say Cat, people know we're talking about Cat Williams. If you say Wanda, they think you're talking about Wanda Sykes. They say King Simon, they know exactly who they're talking about. So
yeah, other than the AI person. They don't got an AI after me now. They got an AI. He white.
Oh, it's like, oh, really?
They done gave me a Caucasian King Simon. This is all, it's all right. Oh my goodness. Sylvia. First of all, I want to make sure people got the business, her email, if you want to contact her for anything and, book her lectures, whatever you want to do. She could tell you her history of what she's been through, especially in this business. Her Cash App, of course, is $ Sylvia Traymore, of course, or the number that you see there, the phone number. You could also go to the Cash App using that. Her IG is
Sylvia. Thank you.
Yeah, the IG is Sylvia T. Morrison. That is the one that has like 6,000 to 7,000 people on it. So I went for that one. And the author of books like Almost There, Almost, Jelly Beans from Heavens, and Me, Satan, Satin. Is Satin or Satan?
Satan.
Satan. You
it's
Satan.
Me, Satan, God, and COVID, because all four of us were in the room together.
I'm sure y'all was. Yeah. I'm sure y'all was.
Baby.
Woo. Oh, have mercy. Especially during that time, girl. That was a rough time, man. Back in those days, man. We was going through it. But family, you got an event coming up. Please talk about the event that's coming up in Washington, D.C. at the Lincoln Center, I believe, right?
Well, you know what? I'm so excited about this event because it's Friday, day after, this coming Friday, the 26th, at the Lincoln Theater in Washington, D.C.
Right.
We started out at the Kennedy Center.
Mm-hmm.
And because of the political climate and the fact that I'm not a racist person, I don't believe in anybody. You can't, in my opinion, you just can't put gay people, the whole movement. You can't, I don't like that. I don't like the prejudices that come with that. So,
DC, I need y'all.
Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
So I left the Kennedy Center.
Mm-hmm.
I stepped down when I saw Shonda Rhimes and Issa Rae stepping down, and we moved it to the Lincoln Theater, which is a historic theater from way back in the day, and it's beautiful now. They've renovated. It's just wonderful, and I get to perform there this coming Friday, doing my comedy special and a portion of my documentary. So.
Wow. I'm running the commercial on the side right now. I can't play the music because the music will upset the algorithms, but I'm running the commercial right now on the side here. And
okay. Look at you.
Yeah, I'm doing it I'm running it from Facebook right now. But if y'all got the Jay-Z music in the background, that will mess up my whole algorithm. I can't do that. I won't be able to monetize this if I mess that one up.
Right.
So how many years have you been in entertainment? I mean, starting from childhood. Let's go.
Well, I'm going to let the audience know that I did my very first professional show. Not my very first show, but my very first professional show at Constitution Hall in Washington, D.C. in 1969.
Woo! I was 2 years old, girl. Stop it.
And I always say to my audiences, I know you mathematicians are figuring out, wait a minute, you did the first show in 1969, this 2025, 1925 from 69, so yeah, that was my first professional show. I had done shows prior to then, but there were no platforms for me to do comedy. So I did backyards, front porches, people's living rooms, the kind of stuff, because for women that looked like me, we didn't have anywhere to go in those early stages. And there weren't nowhere near the number of comedy rooms that there are today.
Yes.
You know, I think in DC we had 2,
Right.
and most of those were white guy comedy rooms. I'm just keeping it 100%. You know this.
I'm in discussion to start a comedy room in Georgia, but it's because I used to run SOB's nightclub in New York, and I know all of the ins and out on how to do it, but at least a comedy night first, and then build it. At first, I want to do a comedy night probably once a month, but I'm definitely gonna consider you once, long as I know the honorarium's right, and we're gonna keep it moving. But it's in Stone Mountain, so I'm thinking about comedy on top of the mountain because that's where Martin Luther King was talking about.
Hello.
The mountain top. Yeah, so in Georgia, so Stone Mountain.
Speaking of New York, I was just in New York 2 weeks ago at a Comedy in Harlem.
Oh yeah, got a good place. Yes.
We have a club up there called Comedy in Harlem,
Mm-hmm.
and it was the first time I'd been back to New York in maybe 20 years.
What?
I mean, the house was packed. It was. I had
a very nice place, intimate place.
Oh yes, very intimate and a lot of fun, and it was my first time.
There is where the historical Salam restaurant from the Nation of Islam was first. That's where it was. Like, I used to do security. I was in the Nation of Islam. I did security for that back in the day. So, man, Sylvia, let me tell you something, man. The things that y'all, since Moms Mabley and a lot of the great ones laid and paved the way, what has been some of the obstacles that you have as a woman in comedy, as a writer, as an impressionist? What has been some of the obstacles before all the Moniques and the Wandas and all that you went through? You was going through.
You know what?
Talk about that.
King Simon, it was pretty bad. Okay, now keep in mind, just imagine you don't have any friends that do comedy, no girlfriends. So I couldn't call up anybody and tell them to meet me at the club, or we hang out together, we go to the clubs together. There was absolutely no females at that time. People were getting married and having babies and doing all that kind of stuff, and I'm out there walking the streets trying to figure out where the next comedy club is. And even when I found one, it was always a problem getting a 3-minute spot on stage. Always. However, I was fortunate enough, I saw the Flip Wilson show one night. And he had these 3 beautiful Black women on there, and I was like, well, how in the world did they get on national TV? I was like, oh my God, they got these, what did they do? And they announced that they were in the Miss Black America pageant. They were representing the Miss Black America pageant. So that coming year, I entered the pageant. I figured I want to be on national TV too. Now you got to remember, I'm like 18, 19 years old at the time.
Right. And
so I entered the pageant, and I actually tied with Bernadette Stannis. First place. Bernadette is from Wichita.
Right.
And that night of the pageant, they gave her a card to go and interview for Thelma, and they sent me to Europe to entertain the American troops from the Vietnam War. So, which I thought was phenomenal, because every night it was like 20, 30,000 people in the audience. It's the biggest stage I'd ever done. It might have been the only big stage other than my 1969 show at Constitution Hall. But sure enough, I was over there, and while I'm there, this guy kept reading about me, and he was like, a Black female impressionist? I want to meet her. And he said, when she gets back to the States, fly her out here to LA. And that guy was Red Fox.
What? Get out of here.
He signed me to my first management contract.
Wow.
He'd never seen me live. He just said, I've been reading about you for the last several weeks, and all the papers over in Europe think the world of you. So he gave me a contract right there on the spot.
Wow. Red Fox. What? Now, hold on. Stick a pin. What was it like being around the president of one of the greats like Red Fox, who's been through all of it? He knew Malcolm X. He knew all them people. So what was it like being around a great like Red Fox?
Now, you're going to laugh at this, I think, because I'd never been around somebody big, so I didn't know what to do around somebody big. I didn't know how to, interact with them. And I didn't realize the magnitude of what was happening right there. I didn't realize how big he was and how important, and how he could be the person to turn my whole career around. So I didn't know. I was afraid to talk to him because he was such a businessman.
Right.
You know, he had no time for foolishness. None. He had no time for foolishness. But he was very friendly. And after I thought about it, it was like that's Red Fox. I mean, that's Red Fox, and he likes you. He thinks your talent is amazing. And so while he was doing his Sanford and Son stuff and getting all his paperwork and so forth done, I wanted to go on. I found a club.
Right.
I found a nightclub. I'm sorry, a comedy club in LA called the Comedy Store.
Yes. Right.
I did not know that the Comedy Store was as big as it was. So I finally got there and I got in line, and they give you 3 minutes on stage.
Mm-hmm.
So the person right behind me was a guy named Robin Williams. And he ended up doing Mork and Mindy.
Yes, of course. Robin was it.
Now, keep in mind, this is the 1970s.
Right.
And I didn't know anybody. And Robin was not popular then. You know, he had not gotten his big breaks.
Right.
Also in the line a couple nights was a guy named Jay Leno and a guy named David Letterman. Every once in a while we'd see Richard Pryor come through the door. I never got in line with Richard because he was already established and crazy, just crazy fun. And Robin Williams used to always tell me, he said, you know what, Sylvia, you're gonna be big. And because he said, I've never seen a female that can do impressions, and oh my God, you do great impressions. And I'm like, oh, okay. Who knew at that time that Robin Williams was gonna blow up like he did? And because I told him, I said, Robin, you're gonna be the one because you're just silly. And he did, and I was so happy for him because that was, and I hate to say this sometimes,
right?
But it's just the truth. You know, the truth is the truth. He was one of very few white guys because there were hardly any black guys in comedy at that time like it is today.
Right.
But he was so nice to me. Aww. He was always kind to me, and he knew what was happening. Right. But when I got on the stage at the Comedy Store, I did okay because Mitzi Shore, who owned the Comedy Store at the time, they say if she calls you over, that means you in. She called me over, so I was like, "Oh, okay."
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, you know, people like Robin who brought us so much joy. Why is it so much time that comedians like them go through a lot more trauma behind the scenes with their family? Because Robin, you would never think he would unalive or take his life. And that's what basically happened. What do you think is all that? Because we know that the symbol of that life or that entertainment is comedy and tragedy. We know.
Right. That's right.
So what do you think that's all about when you hear about comedians or people in that life taking their life?
You know, it's crazy because I understand. I understand it because
that part.
Back then, and I can't compare it with nowadays because we have the internet, you know, we got a whole lot of stuff going on.
Right.
But back then, if somebody who's in the business, didn't speak for you, you had to make a decision of whether or not you wanted to keep going. And you know you got it. You know that you have it.
Right.
But nobody's doing anything. Right. And so now, you know, you get married, you have kids, you got to figure out, this is for the men, so to speak. You know, they have children now and they're trying to do comedy and it's not happening. And then when it does happen, you have to be away from home. You have to travel. You have to be gone. You know, you miss your family. They steal your money. They take stuff from you. They take you through all kinds of changes. They have you in one place at one night, and you think you're going to be doing A, and they take you past B, C, D, and E, and put you on F, and then they slam dunk you down. And it's just a lot that goes on,
right.
in a comics world,
right. Does it also include casting couch foolishness too? You know, you gotta sleep with that person and sleep with this person too.
You know what? It's funny. I used to get into so much trouble on that subject. Because I knew what was going on. I knew exactly what was going on.
Right.
I was fortunate enough, only one person I had a challenge with, and he's deceased now. He's unalive now, so I don't. I know he has a family, so I don't say his name or anything like that.
Right. But
Out
is
of
it somebody
respect.
big that we know? Somebody big that we know? Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Lord. Tell all book. We're the tell all book. Tell it all. Tell it all.
And this one did not unalive himself. He just died.
He got passed on.
But
Okay.
he taught me a lesson. It wasn't brutal or anything like that, or mean.
Okay.
It was just a way to try to. It was. I think I do tell the story in my autobiography. Almost there, almost. As a matter of fact, I have a copy of it somewhere around here.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to think about this, and I'll paint this picture for you, King Simon.
Please.
Let's say you and 5 guys just like you, exactly like you. I mean, handsome, charming, well-spoken, can act. Everybody is kind of like on the same level.
Right.
Now, you have a, what do you call them, a director or a producer, a big one, and say they like boys, just like say they like guys. Just say it.
Okay.
So now it's you and 4 others that are just like you, just as talented, just as handsome, just as well spoken. Everybody's the same. And me, or just say a producer. I'm not gonna say me because I'm not a producer, but as a producer or a big heavy hitter, you like boys, and you pick out one, and you tell him, "Look, I can change your life," but you're not going for it. You don't want nothing to do with that. So you move on.
Yeah.
And he tells that to each one, and 4 of the 5 of them move on.
Don't talk to you.
The 5th one says, "Okay." Those 4 guys that passed on, they don't get that same opportunity anymore because they're not doing that.
Right.
So oftentimes when I see these people who, and it's not meant, it doesn't mean that this is what everybody went through. Okay. Some people are just so talented. You got it. You just got it.
Yeah, give it to them.
You just got to take it. Like Bozeman. I beg your pardon? Chadwick. Yeah. Somebody that talented. You just got to give it. You just got to give it to them.
Yeah.
But I know of several situations where it was the guy that was okay with doing what they wanted them to do who got the parts.
And so hold on now. Let's stick a pin, because Cat Williams now he was on Club Shay Shay saying a whole lot.
Yeah, he did. I was like doing this the whole while he was talking. I was like,
when you hear that type of exposure, because you've been in it for how long? You've been in, like 50 years, almost
56 years. It's my 56 years.
You paved the way for all of the female comedians like the Samoas and all of them to even get to where you've gotten to, and even writing for SNL and being an impressionist. I mean, even Whoopi Goldberg, you came before Whoopi. You came before Whoopi. And so how does Whoopi reflect? Now, when you see people like her, getting back to Cat, what do you feel when Cat is saying all of that? What comes to your mind when you hear somebody like as big as Cat Williams is the billion business? What do you feel in your heart or your mind when he says all these things about different comedians?
I think Cat might know what he's talking about.
Got it.
Not for all of them, not for everybody, but for the most part, you know what he's talking about. And I was shocked.
I know.
That he had the courage, because another thing is, entertainment is gangster.
Yes.
It's gangster.
Gangster lifestyle.
It's a whole gangster type situation. So you have to be really careful. Like I don't call no names. As a matter of fact, I just act like I don't know nothing, because I don't want to get. I'm scared now that I done said that.
I know. I can ask some questions now. Don't mind me.
Oh, Lord, Sylvia, don't say another word. Don't you say another word. And then you hit me with Cat Williams. Oh my God.
Because I've been a promoter of that life and been on stage also with many of the comedians in New York. Matter of fact, I just spoke to Freddie Ricks, your boy Freddie. Freddie loves you.
I love him too. I swear to you. Freddie is in like my top 3 favorite comedians. Not because he's so funny, because he is.
He is.
I like his whole trajectory he has so much to say, so many jewels to drop.
Right.
And I just sit down and I listen to him.
Right.
Because a female, in my opinion, a female's experience is different from the male experience in the world of comedy.
Yes.
I've never had any of the big boys and girls to approach me, other than the one I told you, and it wasn't a bad situation. I straightened it out right off the break. But I hear other female stories about how they can't get on the stage unless they do whatever it is that the club owner or the headliner or whatever. And it's like, thank God, I've just never had to deal with that. I've just never.
I'm happy because I heard it too. Because I remember one female comedian, which remained nameless, wanted me to manage her, and I said, "Nah, I don't feel like doing all of that." And I know I've heard the stories. Two of them wanted me to manage them. I've heard the stories, but I won't say the names. And I just didn't want to go down that road because I know when it comes to managing, it's a babysitting thing to me. It becomes a babysitting thing.
Yeah.
And I even refused my own son of managing him while doing it. And it was I told him, look, don't take it personal. I'm like Heavy D. He managed himself. He had his own booking agent. He had his lawyer. That's my mindset, period.
But you know what, King Simon? I can see people wanting you.
Yeah.
I can see that because
well,
what I know about you is that you're easy. You people can talk. It's easy to talk with you. It's easy to accept whatever answer. Like you just said, you told your son, you can't do that.
Don't take it personal. I told him don't take it personal. It's just I know that realm because I tried to get one myself. And although my cousin in Canada, who was a disco diva, Susie Q, was my manager, it's because I trusted her, of course. Okay. But I was still young in the game when I was performing and singing and doing all that kind of stuff. So I kind of, and when I seen that the way managers are getting either abusing their artists and all that, I just didn't want to become abusing entertainers. Some people getting robbed, like Gary Coleman and different people. Like to see that, and because he was a child icon that I respected. Never met him, but he's a child icon that I respected. And I think if you're going to manage somebody, you got to have somebody that's going to be committed 100% to that.
Absolutely, I agree. I didn't get paid the first 10 years of my career.
What?
I did get paid when I went to Europe. I went to Europe for like 5 weeks.
Why only Europe? Why Europe?
Well, that's because that's where the troops were.
Right. Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I went to Europe to entertain the American troops from the Vietnam War. Right. I didn't know nothing about that. At that time, all I know is, oh my God, I'm going out of the country. I'd never been out of the city, much less out of the country. Right. And now the government paid me for those 5 weeks.
Of course.
But all the other places that I worked for 10 years, I never got paid. Wow. Because I just wanted to be on stage. And women, like I said, women that look like me, we didn't get breaks. We did not get breaks. I think the first woman that I remember that came behind me may have been Marsha Warfield or Shirley Hemphill.
Okay.
I think. I could be wrong, but I'm just saying. So for all those years, I didn't have any company on the road or at my shows. I didn't know anybody. I started meeting the guys. I remember I met Chris Thomas, who was like 14 years old when he started, and so was Dave Chappelle. And then, the guys started coming on.
Right.
But in DC, the only female comic I knew was Robin Montague. She was in a comedy group called H-U-H, And if you asked her, what's the name of your group? She would say, It was hilarious. It was hilarious. Because I know I asked her about 4 times. I said, what's the name of your group? And she said, But the name of the group was So it was like, that was
hilarious. Now, let's go back now. Moms Mabley transitioned in 1975. Did you ever get to meet the late great Moms Mabley?
I never did. But how about this? The first house I purchased was across the street from Moms Mabley's house.
What?
One of the newspapers came out and did a story that you had because she was the first Black female comedian.
Yes.
Known. I mean, because there was Wanda Page too.
Right. Yeah.
Moms had been out.
Yeah,
And so here you have the first female comedian, and then the first comedic impressionist living cat-a-corner across the street from her.
wow.
So they took pictures, and it was like, wow. But she had died by the time they did that story.
Okay.
I never got a chance to meet her.
Okay.
No.
Now, being in the circle of Red Fox, how was Wanda Page? Because I always liked Wanda Page back in the day. Did you ever meet her? Did you ever talk to her?
I did. You know what? I met LaWanda Page when I replaced Richard Pryor on the Muhammad Ali roast. You
replaced Richard Pryor?
I did.
How you replaced Richard Pryor on Muhammad Ali roast? That's what I don't understand. That was man, $100,000. That's his boy.
That was one of the most incredible opportunities I received. So I'm living in New York, and I pick up the paper, and it says, "Coming to town at the Apollo Theater, Muhammad Ali being roasted, hosted by Richard Pryor." And they had Harry Belafonte, Jim Brown, Fred Williamson, all these people who were going to roast him.
It's on YouTube.
I gotta be on that show. I gotta be on it. Mm-hmm. And so I knew no one who could help me get on it. So you know what I did? I said, I'm gonna crash that roast. They're not gonna keep me out. I'm sorry. I know I'm gonna go to jail. I already know I'm gonna get locked up. I already know this. But I'm gonna be at that roast.
You became roast beef. I'm gonna bring this beef to this roast.
Well, wait a minute, King Simon. It happened that
go ahead.
Dick Gregory was the executive producer.
Oh, okay. So that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. So Richard Pryor called that day and said he wasn't going to make it.
Oh.
So Mr. Gregory pulling his hair out because it was the day of the roast. Yeah, everybody was busy.
Right.
Where's he going to get somebody to host the roast? And it's on a weekend, and it's the same day. So one of the girls I went to Europe with was friends with Dick Gregory, and told him, you should call Sylvia. She'll do it. Sylvia Traymore-Morrison. He said, who is that? And she told him who I was. He said, bring her in. And I went in. When they told me I was going to replace. I'm thinking I'm going in to do a bit on the roast. He said, no, you're going to host. You're going to replace Richard Pryor.
Wow.
And you know what? That was the most genius move that Dick Gregory could have made. Let me tell you why. Mm-hmm. Had he gotten a guy to replace Richard Pryor, there would have been a lot of comparing the guy to Richard Pryor. Okay. But you got a female coming in.
Can't do it.
It's like, first of all, who is she?
Exactly.
Why is she? It was that night that when I finished the roast with Ali, it was funny because every time when I had to introduce somebody like Harry Belafonte, the only thing I could hear was "hey-oh, hey-oh."
Of course, they like
and LaWanda Page was on the roast panel.
Right.
So I had to introduce her, and when she saw me do impressions, I saw her in the ladies' room again, and she said, "You know what? I'm going to tell Jane Hathaway, but her name is Nancy Cobb, that I met you and you did an impression of her." Okay, because I did. She was on the Beverly Hillbillies, and I was like, Mr. Club and Jethro, LMA. And a lot of people today won't know who that is, but she was huge back then.
She was huge back then, yep. She was huge.
So it happened that Garrett Morris from Saturday Night Live came up to me.
Him and I born the same day.
What?
Me and Garrett born the same day.
Oh my God.
I met him at WWRL Radio. He came in for an interview, and I was working at WWRL 1600.
Oh my God. Yeah, he came up to me and he said, you got to meet my boss. He's going to love you, because I'd done a whole series of impressions at the roast.
Right.
And a couple days later, called me up. He said, take you over to NBC. And I went over to NBC with Garrett. And he introduced me to Lauren Michael. And to make a very long story short, Lauren gave me the position of associate writer for Saturday Night Live. I'm the first black girl that got that job.
Hold on. Let me get my applause button. Stop playing. There you go. Yeah. That's what I want to hear. When people start making money.
That was a big deal. But remember, I told you.
What is the writer's room like? What is
a minute. I'm getting ready to tell you something that's going to blow your mind.
Okay, go ahead.
First of all, I never got paid.
What? Boo! SNL, go to hell.
Okay. I was never invited into the writer's room. So I don't know what that was like.
Oh, no.
My first job there was they assigned me to Linda Ronstadt and Bob Hope's wife.
Okay, yes. I remember.
So I wanted to know, okay, okay, what do I do? Do I write material for them before do we go? I mean, what do I do? Nobody could tell me what to do. And honestly, and a lot of people say, Sylvia, don't tell that part. But it's part of my history. It's part of my history. They weren't very friendly to me at all.
Be honest.
At all. I mean, nobody except for Garrett.
What year was that?
79.
Yeah, 79. We was just coming out of a lot of stuff around that time.
Absolutely. So. They were not. As a matter of fact, I never even got a chance to write anything for the show. But here's what happened. I wouldn't say that I was an associate writer. And Monique asked me, she said, well, Miss Sylvia, let me ask you something, sugar. Let me ask you this, okay? She said, were you there? I said, yeah. She said, were you offered a job as an associate writer? I said, yeah. She said, okay, so you are an ex-associate writer for Saturday Night Live.
Right.
Don't be ashamed to tell people that.
And you did right.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, don't be ashamed.
I mean, I did not write for the show.
Uh-huh.
I had people the stars that came on.
Right, the skits for them. Right.
Like I said, my first assignment was with Linda Ronstadt and Bob Hope's wife.
Wow. I mean, I know back in those days, racism was still heavy and strong.
It was big.
I'm born 67, so I was probably like 12 years old around that, so I didn't really experience to see that or a lot of that. But I could tell by watching certain television shows and all that kind of stuff. I picked up a lot. I've absorbed a lot back in my young days, and matter of fact, I was talking to my father, who celebrated his birthday on the 25th of it, and I remember something that was said. And I was still a young child, and I was in the bedroom with my mother while she had my sister in her arms, of breastfeeding. And I remember the argument. I remember all of that. I was spewing every word back to my father. I was just showing it wasn't between my father and him. It was between another relative and my mother. And I was going at it. And I was like, man, and I just pretended to sleep. So, even back in those days, amongst watching television and all that, you could tell that they was gradually trying to get melanated people in the framework and trying to get it through blaxploitation and all that kind of stuff, and when that era come, even in some of the movies with some comedians, like of course Bill Cosby and Sidney Poitier working as JJ Jimmy Walker, all of them. So we have seen all these faces. Bruce Lee movies, they throw Jim Kelly in there, and all of that kind of stuff. So, during that era, my dear sister, what was was there a time when you just wanted to quit and leave that stuff alone and just go and get a regular job?
I had an instant, and this is another story. People close to me say, you don't have to tell that, but it's in my book. It's in my book, so I gotta tell it.
Okay. It's in the book.
So I'm in New York City. I found this little small club down by the Village. Yeah. Oh my God! It was all white club. All the clubs were all white, even the Dangerfield. They were all white, and that was fine. I didn't. Right. I loved it. That those white people were just falling out over me, and so I'd go down there every Tuesday. I think it was Tuesdays, and every week I would get a standing ovation. It wasn't just me performing, it was like an open mic. So every week. And so one night the owner comes in and he said, Sylvia, I need to speak with you. I'll meet you in my office. So I said, okay. So I go in his office and I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm finally going to get paid after all this time, because I had been going there for weeks. I said, they're going to pay me. And I got to thinking, I wonder how much I'm going to get, Oh my God. But that's the only reason why you go into the owner's office is to get your money, right, or whatever you do. So I'm so excited. Oh my God, they're going to give me something. I was just over the top. So I go and I sit down and I wait for him. He comes in, grabs his chair, sits at his desk. I'm right on the other side of his desk.
Right.
So he said, Sylvia, I'm going to give it to you straight. You stink.
What?
And
What?
he said, you're not funny at all. Your impressions do not sound like anybody that you do. And it's kind of embarrassing. I think you should find another job. So I said, wait a minute. Every time I come in here, I get a standing ovation. What do you mean? He said, Sylvia, you're a little colored girl. They feel sorry for you.
Mm-hmm. What?
I didn't know how to feel. I didn't know how to act as he was staying on. He said, why don't you go get a job and do some secretarial work or something?
Wow.
Now, King Simon,
Of course.
I went home that night absolutely devastated.
Yes.
To a point where I couldn't even cry right.
Right.
Because that man just took my soul. He took everything I loved and told me to throw it in the trash can because it was trash.
Wow.
And I went home, and I don't even think I slept that night.
Mm-hmm.
But I was just beyond devastated.
Mm-hmm.
Because what will I do now? That's the only club I went to every week. I didn't know any other places. He just told me to stop doing comedy.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And when I thought about it, I said, so what else you going to do, Sil? What else you going to do?
Mm-hmm.
There was nothing else I could think of to do. So I just kept going. I kept writing. I kept looking for places to go. I kept, trying to find a place. And I finally ended up at a place called Catch a Rising Star in New York City. And I went there every week. They never let me on stage. They would not let me on the stage. And finally, this new host, I think he was new, he saw me and I said, can I get 3 minutes? And they usually would say, no, because we're full. We don't have any. He said, you know what, Sylvia, I see you every week. Take 3 minutes. And you know who said that?
Oh.
Jerry Seinfeld.
Wow.
Gave me 3 minutes on stage. I never forgot him for that. Never, ever forgot him for that.
Wow.
I appreciate him for that. And I went up there and in 3 minutes, it was monstrous.
Right.
They clapped, they stood, they hollered, they screamed, and it gave me back my soul. It gave me back my love. It gave it back to me being there. So,
well, I met Jerry Seinfeld at the Carolines nightclub.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
We was Monteria Ivy, the late Monteria Ivy was hosting a show there, and we was all getting ready to leave, and he stopped us. He said, "Guess what, family? I got a surprise for y'all." And he brought on Jerry's. Like me and Monty was working on radio together, and he was I was making guest appearance on their show on LIB, and he would make a guest appearance on my show on WWRL, and Monty brought on Jerry Seinfeld, and it was the funniest closing act I ever see with him. And he was so pure and very, and no cussing, no nothing. He just delivered. He made because he had just had a baby. His wife just had a baby, and he made baby doo-doo so funny. Trying to preserve their first baby's doo-doo in the refrigerator in the freezer.
That is hilarious already. That's
and
funny.
he just articulated it so well, and we was dying laughing up there. But there's somebody who wants to say something to you, my dear, if you don't mind. It's my brother Freddie Ricks. What's up, man?
Oh, hello.
Oh my God.
Everybody in America knows how much I love Freddie Ricks.
Oh my God.
Everybody knows how much I love Freddie Ricks.
What's up, big brother? What's up?
Freddie, how you doing? You can't hear me.
You can't hear us? What's up? We heard you first. You got to check your phone. Talk.
Okay. You can't hear me?
We can't hear you. Oh man, Freddie, you might have to call in. It's your phone. It's your phone. It's your phone. It's your phone. It's your crazy phone. It's your Obama phone. Your Biden phone. It's your phone. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna call you.
and so that I could tell my Freddie Rick story.
Yeah, let me get
Freddie
is
Freddie unafraid.
Yeah, let me get him off because he removed. Freddie Rick's a great comedian. Yo, Freddie.
King, what's up?
I got your girl here. Talk to us, man. What's up?
Sylvia's there. She can hear me.
Yeah, can you hear? Can you hear him?
I heard him say Sylvia. That's it.
Let me plug you in. Let me plug you into another one. I'm gonna call you from another line, and I'm gonna put you on. All right, hold on. All right. Yeah. Now you said you was gonna tell your Freddie Rick story, right?
Yes.
Go ahead, tell it while I get him on.
Okay, so Freddie might be. I mean, he's so gifted. His gift is so huge. I mean, if you ever go see him live, I promise you. I mean, I can promise you this. He's simply amazing. He does a little bit of everything. I'm talking about just a little bit of everything. But he told me one night, he said, Sylvia, when they do your story, and he told me this years ago, he said, when they do your story, they're going to have to find a lot of people. They're going to have to find a Red Fox lookalike or a Muhammad Ali lookalike. He just went down the line. He said, because it's only you and maybe George Wallace, and I forgot who he named, that can tell the truth about what was going on back then. And he always had encouraging words for me. I don't get encouraging words from people. They waiting for me to encourage them. So it's like, and I don't mind. I really don't. I don't mind. But I love Freddie Ricks with all my heart. He is one of the most incredible people I've ever met in my life. And I'm happy. I'm happy to be his friend. I'm happy. I can't hear neither one of you now. I can't.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Can you hear Freddie now? Hold on. Go ahead, Fred, talk.
Sylvia Traymore-Morrison.
Who's famous?
I just wanted to tell you that you're the most profound and underrated woman on earth when it comes to the arts. And thank you for your service.
Hey, Freddie, I have a show coming up this weekend. It's my comedy special, and I'm also doing a portion of my documentary. Wow. And I always remember your words. You told me one time, you said, you're going to have to find a Muhammad Ali lookalike and a Red Fox lookalike and all the people that you've been on stage with and done time with and hung out with and Whitney Houston and the whole bit. I mean, you lit it up in front of everybody. I was like, that's my dude.
You know what, my beautiful sister, it's like so many of us, of our artists who are pioneers, who set tones, never get a chance to really get their flowers. And it ain't even about flowers. Never mind flowers. Right. Just the art that lives in you and the things that you created and your experience, your body of work. Yeah. My goodness. Yes. It has to be told because there's so many people who don't have a clue, like, what this business entails and what it is to be a real artist, and hats off to you, sis. I salute you in your work and everything you've done and continue to do. Oh my goodness.
Freddie.
You need a new title has to be created for your body of work for which you brought consistently, without fail, over how many years? 1,000?
56. You are hilarious. But Freddie, guess what? Okay, so I'm old school anyway, but a couple of youngsters told me, they said, Miss Sylvia, go on TikTok because once you do TikTok, it's going to be over. So I went on TikTok that night and I put up a video from Monique. She was talking to T.I. and Tiny, and she was giving me rave reviews. When I woke up that morning, I had 80,000 hits with people saying, wait a minute, who are you? How come we don't know about you? They looked me up. I mean, they went all over. People were coming back with stuff and quoting some of my videos. And I was like, what? So when I reached 100,000, you really couldn't tell me anything. And people were like, what? That's like,
Man.
And you're such a humble spirit and kind to everyone.
Yeah.
You're the same with everyone you come across. That says so much about your character,
Yes.
And listen, there's a lot of forms of this art,
Yeah.
It's a homage that you do, and it's a form of entertainment that's like unmatched. You know what I mean, with the level you bring to it. So hats off to you. Please continue.
Thank you, Freddie. You always, you always light my heart up. You always do. I don't care where you are, what you say. It's like, I appreciate you because you're one of the comics in my life that's able to lift my heart. You're able to, because I know whatever it is that you're saying is real.
Yeah.
Because you don't play games for or with nobody.
That's right.
That's been my experience with you. You don't play no silly games.
That's
you
right.
bring it whether people like it or not. And that is what helps me to receive what you say to me so deeply, because I know that that's what it is with you. I know this. And I appreciate that. I appreciate it.
Man, I love Freddie, man. I love you, man. I just sent you the link to let you know that I was going to be here. And, I'm glad you came on, because Freddie's always been a genuine brother for me for the last, 30 years now. We know each other, man.
Yeah, man.
And so
King Simon goes back to when the radio voices were different. Hey, this is King Simon here on WRL.
Simon Templar.
Simon Templar, yeah. Yeah, so here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
If people would just stop and recognize that they deliberately took all the art from us.
Yes, they did. That's right.
And part of the reason why, our youth is so not to speak negatively of our youth, but crazy,
Yeah, off the hook.
The YN, so to speak, is because a lot of them have art in them and no way to express it.
Right. That's right.
We come from genius, and if they don't have a platform to see that, back in the day, speaking of that era with Simon Templar, we used to come out on the street and see bands with drums and guitars and percussions, and you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And artists singing, and all that's gone. We don't have anything in our schools. There's no programs. There's nothing for our youth to express themselves. So they need to see that there's forms of art that they can explore. And Sister Sylvia Traymore-Morrison is most definitely the epitome of that craft and the ranges that it could go to,
Right. And slouch eyes on that stage when you're imitating people now. Don't front now. You just be getting into characters, man. I know Freddie gets into a whole character. It could be an African with a Jamaican with a damn Irishman in the same cab.
Yeah, but my style and what I do and what Sylvia does are two different worlds altogether.
Yeah.
So you can put us on the same stage and we'll create something on the spot if it ever came to fruition.
Oh, we can.
You know what I mean? We don't create material that produces competition.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? I hope I'm saying this correctly. Our only competition is ourselves, because the creativity comes from within.
Exactly.
It doesn't come with, ooh, I can do that or I can do this. It's just something that's, inside, and we just produce it. If I'm saying that correct.
You're absolutely
you
right.
get what I'm saying?
You're absolutely right.
So,
that's right.
So yeah, man, and watching those transformations, and I'm sure Sylvia can attest. Like when you get into those zones, there's something that happens, and you smell, you taste, you feel, and you're in that moment. Am I right, Sylvia?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I feel the same way about Whoopi Goldberg. If she was on this line right now, she'd say, let me say this, because Freddie Ricks needs to be on his own television show. He needs to be giving CBS, ABC, whatever, a run for their money, because he's just amazing.
Female impressionist in the building.
I wish I could AI that. I send it to all the studios.
You might as well make some money from it, right, Freddie?
What we said about this guy? Who is he?
Yes, sir. Exactly. You know, we're gonna make $1, bro.
Yeah, hey, quiet as cat. That's a good. You know, you got a whole. I don't want to give away too much, but we'll talk because you just stumbled on a whole range of stuff right there, sis.
Yeah. You know, as soon as you said AI, you would put it on AI. I said, I forgot about AI and how they do stuff. It's like
made $1 million in promotion work.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because take Wendy Williams for instance. Everybody's kind of like, but Wendy, oh my god, okay, how you doing? Oh, you know, okay, use my voice for AI, but I'm not sick. People think I'm sick, but I'm not. But I am, but I'm not. You know.
Yo, I mean, y'all need to do some theater work, man, together. Y'all two right there. I think y'all would be an extra. And you know, I want to start producing plays. Actually, because remember, back I used to produce all these other stuff. Hey, you know, maybe we need to all sit down and talk and get some off-Broadway stuff popping. You know what I'm saying? That's how we could do it, you know?
Yeah, but I'm going to be calling Sister Robinson after this live. I'll tell you that.
You know what, Freddie?
That's an idea. I do not want to pronounce on the platform.
Don't say it.
For her, of course.
Yes. Freddie, man, thank you so much for coming on and showing the love, man.
Thank you both. And much love and respect and honor to both of you and your works and your bodies of work.
Thank you.
You know, King Simon is another guy, you know, real humble and
yes,
has the accolades, you know, on many platforms. In the business of entertainment.
Yeah,
you know.
Man, but you know.
Freddie, thank you for introducing me to King Simon.
So yeah, it's an honor to be on anytime, brother.
Well, Rick, I'm gonna bring you on separately and probably bring her on back on it. But I need when I come to town, I gotta come in there for a few things, you know. I live in Georgia now, so you know what it is. But I'm happy. Yeah. Thank you very much for calling in, man. I was trying to get you on. I don't know what was happening with your Biden phone, but it is what it is.
Well, here's the thing. My phone is secretly encrypted. So my phone is held together by a bomb.
Okay. Fully loaded. Yo, Riggs, thank you very much, man. We'll talk. I'll call you, all right?
All right. My sister.
Yes.
Great, peace, and honor to you always. All right.
Thank you, Freddie. Thank you for always being Freddie Ricks. I appreciate it. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Much love. Peace, family.
Peace, man. Thank you. That's our dear brother Freddie Ricks, man. Trying to get in, man, but he couldn't. But it's all good, man. You know we love Freddie, man. Freddie is our
absolutely.
Man, that was beautiful to hear, and that's good closer because we almost at the hour. We almost at the top of the hour here. Oh man, that was a good close, sis. Oh man, to have so many people. I seen Monique shout you out. I seen a few. I mean, people have showed you love. Even on wasn't you? Didn't Sherry show you love? Sherry.
Yeah, I did. Sherry Shepherd.
Sherry Shepherd show. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big up to Sherry. I love Sherry. Sherry's a fine.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh God, yes.
Me and her around the same age, so we could work this out. But I love Sherry, man. What do you feel? How do you feel now that you're more now getting your accolades than you was back in those days? What does it feel like before we close out?
You know what? I love that question because here lately, you know, to wake up to 79,000 hits on here and 100,000. You know, I used to get like 18, and people would say, "Why don't you have more followers? Why don't you do this? And why don't you have that?" And it's like, well, I mean, what am I supposed to do? I go out there and I do what I do, and if they come on, but it's starting to be like real. I mean, it's getting ready to be real. After my show on Friday, I'm headed out to LA. I have a couple of opportunities that I'm afraid to talk about because I don't want them. You know, they'll snatch your contract quick.
Yeah.
If you talk too much about something, so I said I'll just leave it there. And when it happens, I'll be able to, you know.
Okay. But let me know. And anytime you're welcome to my platform, you know that. Just call. Don't be a stranger, Sylvia. You know,
thank you, Simon.
You know,
I appreciate that. Yeah.
You know, I love Sagittarius women. Y'all good people to me. So Y'all good to me. You know, Red Fox was a Sag too, so you got to also think about it.
You know, he and I both the Sagittarians.
Yeah, that's right. Y'all both. I know that both of y'all were Sag, so I know one of my best business partners was a Sag, and I work with y'all. I work with them so well. So work with people so well. And I want to remind everybody that you will be at the Lincoln Theater, Washington D.C. The website is LincolnDC.com. That's www.lincolndc.com. Yes, and that's happening on the 26th.
And this is the book that I'm talking about. Almost there, almost. So that's my autobiography.
Oh yes. You got Almost There, Almost. You have Jelly Beans from Heaven. You got Me, Satan, God, and COVID.
Yep.
Go get it's all on Amazon, right? They can get it on Amazon.
Yes.
Sylvia Traymore-Morrison on Amazon. Please go to Amazon.
I got tickled because Freddie kept calling me Sylvia Robinson.
Yeah, he kept on calling you Robinson.
No, that's Smokey Robinson's wife.
Exactly. Oh my goodness. Freddie's something else, man. But again, family, I'm gonna put her link in the chat right now so y'all can get it. Get all her books, her name, at least know her name, because say her name, girl. Stop playing. Y'all know. Let me put it in the chat so people can have it and show her some love, man. This sister is a legend. She paved ways for all of these female comedians you hearing about today. She's the one that paved the way. And after, let's say after Mom's Mabel, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
You and Marsha came in at the same time, around the same time, right? You and Marsha Warfield? Y'all came in around.
Marsha may have been a couple of years behind me, but she was right. She was right there in the 70s. She was right there.
She was. I
love Marsha too. I absolutely love her. Love her.
Man, but thank you so much for being a part of my journey on my channel.
Simon, I'm always. It's always a pleasure. Always. So but I will be calling you on some of these things I have coming up. I'd love to introduce you to what's happening. Okay.
Let me know, and please, you remember Tina Graham? I know she just had.
Yes, I know Tina well.
Yeah, I know she just had some cancer scare, so I know she's going through surgery. I'm trying to get her on after she heals back up, but I'm going to get Tina Graham on. I'm working on her and a few other people, a few other comedians. So I know she's been going.
Thank you for having me on, and it's been a pleasure. And we'll talk soon.
All right, you be safe, okay?
Okay. All right. Bye, y'all.
All right, bye-bye. Oh my goodness, that was beautiful. Our beautiful Sylvia Traymore. Make sure you support what she's doing in Washington, D.C. If you're in the D.C. area, family, it's going to be at the Lincoln Theater, September 26th, which happens to be my sister's birthday. One of my sister's birthday. That's Lincoln, D.C., the LinktnDC.com. That's the LinktnDC.com, the Lincoln Theater in DC this Friday. Make sure y'all support our dear sisters. She's doing wonderful work in the community. And I'm going to see, I think I got to get back into making people laugh again like I used to, because I was working, as you can see, Freddie Ricks was on. These are all old friends going back to 30 years, especially Freddie and Sink and JP and people that, all these guys. I go back 30 years with these guys. When I was into the comedy world, I did Caribbean comedy, but I tried to cut it on a regular stage, the American comedy stage, and it didn't quite cut the way I wanted it, but I should have kept on going. But I did become a comedic MC for R&B, reggae, different shows and all that on big stages. I've held up to 30,000 people. I did the Randall's Island. I've the MC for Forest Hill Stadium. I've been on Madison Square Garden stages, Beacon Theater stage, Radio City Hall stage as an MC, as a comedic MC. I used to have fun with the audience and do my thing and have a great time with the audience before I bring on the next act. They always gave me like 2 or 3 minutes to do my thing. And I worked with Oliver Samuels as a comedian and opening act for a mini tour back in the day. So I like to see people laugh and enjoy themselves during whatever times we're going through. I think laughter is a very important healing and therapeutic thing that we need to do on a regular basis. And I'm going to meet with that venue and see how much they're charging for that venue that holds like 100 people, 200 people, to see what I can do at least once every 2 months, a bi-monthly thing, I know Brother Rich will be down with that because we want to keep the conscious community going and popping. And I know people like Godfrey or Dante Nero would come and hang out with me because I know Dante definitely. Godfrey I met in passing a few times, but Sylvia, I would definitely bring her as a feature because and Freddie, her and Freddie on stage would be crazy. One thing I know about that. And both of them know how to impersonate, but she is definitely a straight impersonator of different talents. Freddie is the one that brings character. Like I said, Freddie, one time Freddie did a comedy skit on one of these stages, man, years ago, probably like 15 years ago. And he pretended that he had a photo album. He was an African man that came from Africa. He had a photo album of him and his family killing lions, wearing sheepskin, all kind of stuff was going on in there. And then he imitated a Jamaican cab driver driving an Irish man. I mean, he's imitating the voices of all these people while they're in the midst of driving in the cab and what they're saying to each other. Freddie can be very hilarious when it comes. I mean, Monterey Ivy loved Freddie Ricks because he was so creative on the stage, on point, and very improvisational. That's one thing about Freddie Ricks. He's improvisational, and I love that about my Leo brother, Freddie Ricks. So, family, on that note, I'm so glad we had this time together just to have a laugh and sing some songs. I'm trying to bring my own little invitation. All right, so family. Sylvia Traymore, what a delight. Thank you very much once again. Family, I hope y'all enjoyed what I offered today. I already did one offering. This is my second offering for today. The great Sylvia Traymore was just on. Tonight, we have our brother, Dr. Mokasa Africa Ma'at. Oh, today's consciousness in the conscious community. I'm trying to get Tazariak on here. He been ducking me lately, so I don't know what's going on with Tazariak. He get on Sarnetta's show so quickly, but he's so used to Sarnetta, he can't jump on mine. Come on, Tazariak, stop playing. But Tazariak, I'm trying to get him on, but now I got Dr. Mokasa Africa coming on tonight at 8 o'clock. Don't touch that dial. Make sure you share, like, and subscribe. We're going to talk about it because Dr. Mokasa do not hold no punches when it comes to talking his truth and what he's written about, what he's did articles about, what he's done dissertations about. He is not afraid to talk. Then tomorrow, another person on my Numerovation News and Views channel. Make sure y'all sign up for that. Numerovation News and Views on YouTube. Dr. Angela Moulton. She's not a stranger. No. And what is happening with our youth in the school system? Believe me, you want to hear, because she is a working teacher right now in the school systems of New York and New Jersey and Connecticut and all those places there. So she's going to be on my show tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. On the 30th, we got my brother, A.A. Rashid, the extraordinary genius. I mean, he is a genius. People don't realize how deep A.A. is, but his mother loved him dearly. Rest in peace, Mom, all the time. And, enough respect to his mom, who recognized that he was a bona fide genius from young. And please support my sponsors. Of course, I sponsor my own show. My books are on Amazon. All 5 of my books are on Amazon. My newest book is coming out on ebook, and then I'm going to release it on Amazon probably around my birthday. But this is the Numerovational Relationship Chronicles and Workbook for mental stability, because I got to put mental stability on it. Got to put mental stability on it. We got to make sure couples maintain their minds while they're together. Also, shout out to those who want to advertise on all my platforms and those who want to just donate at PayPal, Zelle, Cash App, or Venmo. Shout out to that. And those who want to advertise and be in my commercial cluster. Of course, people like Kendall, Hypnosis with Kendall. I did a great session with her. She's great at what she does. So big up to Hypnosis with Kendall. Call that 1-800 now. 1-800 number right now. Call it right now. And if you want some great books, some great products from this beautiful sister, transitionalhealing.etsy.com. It is all her, all handmade. Great books, Grandma's Secrets, all of that. And Know Thyself, metaphysical book. She can help you out with that. 340worldwide.com provides expert solution to help your business network and flourish. Make sure you call that number right there, the 910 number. Call it now and ask for Miss Williams. And also, do not forget my beautiful sister, New Diamonds. Big up to New Diamonds. She got handmade jewelry, crystals, wrapping, wire wrapping classes, all of that. She does consultations and all of that. Make sure you hit her up at newdiamonds.net, and also New Diamonds on all platforms. And big up to my sister, Grassroots Botanical. If you want to get that circulation formula or any other formula they have on their website, but more so the circulation formula, make sure you use the promo code Simon Says, and we can make it happen right there. And you can deter strokes, heart attacks, and all of that, erectile dysfunction, all of that. All right. And last but not least, our dear brother, Lloyd Strayhorn, Lloyd-Strayhorn.com. What a wonderful brother he is. Support him, support the elder, get his books. Get on his app, A Star 8. My app is going to be coming out probably around my birthday. We're going to launch my app, a new app, because I had one before, but this time it's going to be based on numerovation. And join me on patreon.com/King Simon Productions, and also YouTube membership at King Simon, KSP TV Media. Join now. Only $9.99. You get all the old stuff, new stuff that's not up there no more before they try to go crazy out here. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Family, like Dr. B says, I forgive myself, my family, and others for imperfection, and I am thankful for my life. Like Delbert Blair would say, please, Universal Creator, know in my heart that I love you. Please protect me and this planet on which I live now. Please open my mind, my spirit, and my soul to receive only truth in your love now. Big up to Ali the Great, Supernova Slum, the bonus children of Baba Heru Samaj, and Queen Afua's former husband. They're making the arrangements for his memorial for November, so look out for that. More likely it'll be the weekend of November 7th and 8th. All of us are going to be there. All of us are going to fly in, giving people a little bit of time, those that want to come and be a part of this celebration of Baba Heru Samaj. So I just heard from Ali. I'm going to be a part of the planning group of it. So we want to show that love. I was part of the planning group. I was one of the producers of the event that we did at Black Lady Theater. So we're trying to keep that in the framework. So family, have a great day, afternoon, or evening. Hey, I'm your brother, King Simon. I enjoyed everything that I do. I love what I do. And thank you, Ebony. Thank you, Holly Hammett, for saying a great show. Thank you for everybody that's watching. I know Instagram wasn't able to come up, but I know Facebook, we did it on Facebook, and we wasn't able to do it on Instagram. So stay tuned tonight, 8 o'clock. Set your clocks right now. 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 I'm not going to do it 3 times like that person that usually does that. I did it 4 times because 4 is my number. All right. So have a great day, afternoon, and evening. Be safe, be great. And I love all of you, my friends, because I love myself. All right. On that note, take care and tune in for today's consciousness in the conscious community. Bye now. Today's consciousness, today's consciousness, today's consciousness. What happened and how can we change it? From the pristine position that we held in today's consciousness, here's a new show just for you every Tuesday called Today's Consciousness. Be there and enjoy all the great special guest stars that will be passing through on a new show called Today's Consciousness. Today's Consciousness. Today's Consciousness. Are you ready to address all the things that are going on? And how can we heal today's consciousness? Today's consciousness. Today's consciousness. Right here on KSP TV. Today's consciousness. What happened and how can we change it?